So as usual, a great interview on the Majority Report this morning, and they were talking about the Iran defensive actions against Israel and proposing theories. They don't know which one is which. None of us do. However, there are two competing main theories. One, Iran was lulled into a sense of false security by the Trump administration, negotiating for months with knowledge that the Israelis were going to attack. The second is that Trump said, "Hey, Israel, don't attack Iran," but they did it anyways. The first one just adds fuel to the fire of no one should ever negotiate with the Trump administration and further the US for basically anything, because none of it will be held to mean anything. The second is something that I have put a lot of thought into and a lot of credence into, is that at some point the Trump administration or some other US administration would say, "Really, Israel, don't do this." And after all their fake "Israel, don't do this" that they've told us that they're doing all the time, and that Israel just does it anyways, that they really will defy us saying, "Hey, don't do this." And that is buckle up moment for the world, but also would ramp up anti-Israeli sentiment in a way that is very dangerous for the group that they claim is supposed to be protected from anyone having an anti-Israeli sentiment. And that is Jewish people, namely in the US and in Europe. The people who would be upset that Israel defies a direct order for the US to actually not attack, which who knows if that actually happened. The people who would be really, really upset about that are the type of goons that say Jews run the world. These are right-wingers, 99%. I'm sure you could find some socialist Medicare for all, pro-union, Jewish world-ruling conspiracy theorist out there. But 99 point a high number % of those people are absolute right-wingers that would just melt protesters with machine gun fire in a second if they could. Do you really want to turn those people against Jewish people at a time when you really want everyone to support Israel? Doesn't seem very productive unless you don't give a fuck about Jewish people. And I'm not trying to be a super wokester here. Just a little disclaimer. I say Jewish people all the time, even with Jewish people in my family, because I am not one. And you can use Jew if your friends are okay with you using the word Jew. That's fine with me. I feel like it's a little casual and I just don't feel comfortable using it. I just show a little more respect and say Jewish people, just like I say black people and not the blacks. I say Asian people, etc., etc. Anyways, that's a little side note there at the end. We're either making people have a really good reason to hate Jewish people, which is very, very dangerous and should always be guarded against, or we are telling the world once again, do not trust the US for anything, go do your own thing, make new partnerships economically, militarily, etc., etc., etc. And honestly, it's probably a little of both. So I have a pretty good life. I mean, look at this beautiful Pasadena behind me, baby. But a lot of people are already struggling in this world. I'm really scared for what's going to happen to them next.